Two specialists that have been very good. John Dow, first in the Patriot League, 64.6 percentage against Madden Murphy, a freshman. And the opening possession, BU, fire shot, score! 6 seconds in. They win the face-off, sprint down, Perry in the back of the net, and what a start for the nation's 20th ranked team.
You can't start any better than this. He pops it right out the front, timed up that whistle beautifully, and then again, right there, he's a threat with the ball in his stick. That point defender, Checo doesn't come over, then
it was deflected on the way in and saved by Barnes.
Great defensive stand from BU. Had to beat 2 shot clocks there with that quick turnover that they had, but really good job defensively, really winning their one-on-one matchups right there.
Second possession for the 20th ranked Terriers, and a turnover back to Lehigh.
2 turnovers early here in the clear game, playing a lot of defense. 2 shot clocks on the last possession. And again, I talked about how Lehigh likes to use the entire shot clock, so expect them to do that again. So a lot of defense right now from BU.
They had 2 full shot clocks on that last possession. Fires a shot and scores on the way in. Luke Winkler on the drive and the finish with the equalizer, and we are tied at 1 early on.
Winkler does a good job right here off this pass, recognizing that BU's not really set behind them. There's nobody in the crease. There's nobody really coming to help. That adjacent Coma slide was not really in position either, and just gets that little bit of a step. Sloppy pass, able to come away with it.
Fortunate enough here. We'll see if they run clock like you talked about here. Only their second possession.
Yeah, you don't want a quick possession here. Gotta let those guys get a little bit of a break. We talked about the weather, a little bit warmer than most lacrosse players right now are probably used, especially in these parts of the country. It's been pretty chilly and cold, so a little bit, it's not hot, but they're not used to this type of temperature quite yet.
It's 82. It is very windy out there. Here's Jimmy O'Connell out there with Brendan Kelly. Timothy Shanahan, outstanding freshman as well. Great look in front. Open lane shot, top shelf score. Ben Morris.
O'Connell does a good job right there, just drawing the slide. We talked about how he's really become the leader of this offense. Draws 2. Morris able to finish opposite hand, far side. Great goal from BU. Gives them the lead 2-1 early. Continue to play zone, or they go back to man eventually.
Long pass down, empty net. He was looking to take advantage and just wide.
Both these teams will 10-man you, which means they'll pull the goalie out, play their defenders up, make it look like everybody's covered. You just gotta, I like that. I like shooting at the goal. I think that kind of chases them out of it a little bit, especially if you can land one. And you've seen both teams so far will take that long distance shot.
How often do you practice those long distance shots like that?
I would say not often, not often. And you gotta really shoot it hard, because right when you try to place it and you kind of make it a pass.
Turnaround shot, score, top shelf. An absolute beauty for the Mountain Hawks. Tic-tac-toe, crisp passing in the finish.
Good job here again, just getting open on the inside. I believe that was Theodoropoulos. Does a good job catching, turning and shooting, getting that ball out of his stick right away.
2 years previous, it went the other way. In 2022, a couple of 1-goal battles, and BU won 9-8 in the regular season, and then 13-12 in overtime in the semifinals in the Patriot League tournament. Ryan Poley, head man for the Terriers. Will Scudder for the Mountain Hawks. Love this rivalry game, and love that we got a great one so far this afternoon. 2-all, 14 shots for Lehigh, 9 for BU. On goal, +2 for the Mountain Hawks. 3 BU turnovers, just 1 for the Mountain Hawks. The Terriers with possession to open the second. Again, they committed 3 penalties in the opening 15 minutes. Comes a quick strike and a low shot scored by Andrew Pape. 33 seconds into the second, and he buries one.
Just a good alley dodge here, kind of swept across the top, gets to his left hand, and does a really good job just getting his hands back.
9 goal scorers in the league.
Seems like they always have that kind of three-headed monster. He's always done a good job on the offensive side of the ball since he's taken over this program. They always score in bunches, put up good numbers, good stats, and he's just done a great job with this program ever since he took over and started it here.
The winner of this one today certainly has the inside track. They won't guarantee, but the inside track to the 2 seed. The timeout, BU. Minute into the second. They lead 3-2. Comes another shot and a score, and a big one from Jimmy O'Connell. The senior from Franklin Square, New York, gets his 28th of the year. And Coach talked about it this week, his ability in close spaces.
They've looked great offensively, really. When they've had the ball, they've either got goals or great looks right there. Jimmy O'Connell gets the short stick matchup, recognizes that he's got the advantage, able to get to his left hand. No help coming to the shorty. Maybe got to go.
Ironman trying to shake free off the turf for the save by Barnes again. And he gets crushed. Back check that time by the Lehigh defender, no call. Here they come, off the turnover, Ironman, in front, shot, score! Quick release, Winkler off the beautiful feed, and the counterattack, he buries it, it's 4-3.
And again, it starts with the clearing game of BU. You've got to communicate to your goalie that a man is on and coming from behind. And they hit him, put him on the ground. You never want to see, it's like a quarterback in football, right? You never want to see your goalie get hit. You got to be protective of him. And again, just no communication here in the clearing game from BU.
James Lorena. And it's a good save there, and a long outlet. And now the Mountain Hawks sprint the other way. In front, good feed, shot, tried to go top shelf, and Barnes another one.
Another great look from Lehigh in transition. They'll take it when they get it. They had one there. Just Barnes shuts the door again.
End-to-end action and a score for the Terriers. Jimmy Core buries it in the transition game. And it's 5-3 Boston University.
And that's really a 2-goal swing right there. When you get out in transition, you get a look like Lehigh had. Give credit to Barnes, we've talked about him all day, but when you get a look like that point blank, you've got to finish that. And then Barnes does a good job of getting up and out, creates that early transition. A little bit of a bad break right there for Lehigh. And then Core able to finish it in transition for BU and extend this lead to 2.
Again, Lehigh with the 2-game sweep last year, including in the title game of the Patriot League tournament by 1.
I think a rivalry has developed over the last few years. 2 teams been in such tight games. It's natural to start to not like each other all so much. And the coaches talked about how this game gets a little intense sometimes in emotions. You gotta, which team can kind of keep their emotions in check, might have the advantage, and I think both teams have done a good job. BU, 3 penalties, but I don't think that had anything to do with emotion, just unfortunate plays.
Murphy, another face-off win, and they bury it quickly again. And again, it's Jimmy Core, back-to-back goals for Core. And it's 6-3 Terriers.
It's really been the name of the game for BU, right? Possession has been key for them. When they've had the ball, they've had good looks, and they've been able to bury it. It's the second goal off of the X. Does a really good job again of just popping it out the front, creating transition. On his first goal, Madsen had to, Murphy, as much possession time as they probably would like, but they've had a lot of good looks. He's made a couple of really big saves and kept them in this game here with only a 3-goal lead.
Push on Lehigh, so it's BU ball. Talking about Heath. His coach told us, Will Scudder, this week that he's playing at his highest level when he's talking a lot. Like, he's not afraid to talk a little trash, and they don't mind him doing it. Big save right there. Gotten some help from the post. ricocheted out high. Terriers on the run the other way, looking for numbers and an opportunity. I should say Lehigh the other way, and a score. Quick strike, they had the numbers. They sprint in and score, and they get it from Colin French.
Great job, starts with the defense, right? Defense to offense. Heath does a good job, makes that stop, and then it's just quick. They're up, they're out, and you got Kellen Mathias does a good job. He just beats that defender in the hole. That's what creates the 4-on-3. They could have been even.
Senior. It's interesting talking to both coaches. They both, when we talked big picture about Patriot League, they talked about just the outstanding coaching across the board. I mean, you're kind of recruiting the same type of guy, right?
Absolutely.
For the most part, the same area of the country. And these teams know each other so well. BU out of the timeout. Minute to play and a score. Quick strike. Threading through the defense and burying his second of the game is Andrew Pape. And the Terriers back up by 3.
Pape, big kid, freshman, 6'1", 210. He's a load to deal with, and you take a look right here. He gets on that short stick, and that's just really not fair to go on a short stick. He gets down the alley, uses his size, gets by him, and just a really nice overhand shot there. So I've been impressed
with a huge second half here coming up as we start the third. Opening possession, BU starts on the man up. 57 seconds left on that 1-minute penalty to close out the first half of the final seconds that went against the Mountain Hawks. Here's Jimmy O'Connell. Misplays it here. 2 players diving on the turf, scooped back up though by Tim Shanahan. 23 seconds left of the man advantage. In front, score! What a way to start. Brendan Kelly from the doorstep buries it. And it's 8-4 Terriers.
First goal for any team, man up today, and right there, just this easy play for Kelly right there. Just catch, get it out of his stick right away. Not much of an angle, it's got to be quick. And right there, he buries it far side. Not a lot on it. Kind of low there. Maybe he's able to fool him, but Barnes does a good job getting down to that far corner and making the save.
Tyler Fox. Fox working against that defense of the Mountain Hawks. Still Fox, and now play it back for Pape. Pape has got 2 goals, lost the handle this time though.
Checo again.
Checo, big time check. Richard, preseason All-American. Junior from Oakton, PA. 2-time first-team All-Patriot League. What a career, and now they try to turn it into offense. Here comes the shot and the score. Top shelf. Richard Checo making his presence felt. And at the best possible time, cashes in for the Mountain Hawks.
We talked about this kid. I mean, he does a great job of putting the ball on the ground. He gets the initial check, then off the GB there, puts it back on the ground, able to pick it up, gets out in transition. Defender a little bit late to him, gets his hands back, uses that whole.
BU now leading 8-5, and Lehigh needed that one in the worst way, and Checo comes up big at both ends.
That's kind of a momentum goal, right? You know, he does a good job of putting it on the ground. And whenever a defender knocks a stick out of an offensive guy hand, usually gets him going. Then he's able to go down, get a goal. Here's a big spot for Lehigh. If they can capitalize here, momentum starting to swing, and they're right back in this.
Unnecessary roughness, 1 minute against BU. They can make it back-to-back quick tallies here. Still early in this third. Here's Colin French. Ironman, shot, score! Dakota Ironman with a missile to beat Barnes, and back-to-back goals for Lehigh.
Ironman, the lefty, had an opportunity to call him against Navy earlier in the year. Really impressed me. He was a great dodger in that game, but he could let it rip lefty, and he shows you right there. Low to high, stings that corner right under the crossbar. Really good angle there. He changes.
Little game. Second to last regular season game of the season in the Patriot League. Next weekend will be the finale, and then in 2 weeks, the Patriot League tournament. Theodoropoulos plays it off to his mate. Looking to find his man in front. Winkler, pass never got there, intercepted by Boston University.
Got numbers if they want it.
Counterattack BU on the run all the way. Shot bounced home. Big time score. Luke Davis with his first, the sophomore from Franklin, Mass. And that is massive for the Terriers. It's now 9-6, 4:41 left in the third. What a time to get your first. Davis driving down the middle of the field, bounces it low and beats Heath. His team leads by 3. Here comes Tyler Fox. His team up 9-6, 1 minute into the fourth. Jimmy O'Connell. O'Connell in front. Fox, what a fake and a score! Beating Heath and bouncing it home. And Fox makes it a 4-goal game once again. Advantage Terriers.
Who was on the feed there? Oh, was that O'Connell?
Looked like it to me. Fox finished it with his 7th.
Fox did a really good job after catching this and being patient, right? Watch this fake he's gonna throw. Does a really good job pumping him there, being patient. Watch, he's just gonna stall a little bit right there and bang, finish it low and away.
Inside track to the 2 seed for the Patriot League tournament. Shot turned aside by Casey Heath. Battle behind the cage. Scooped up by Lehigh.
Heath played well today for Lehigh as well. I mean, he's made a couple of good saves. Really bailed their defense out a few times. He's seen the ball extremely well against a really talented, good shooting offensive team from Boston University.
Kelly. Not to Jack Archer. Archer on the move, edge of the crease. Can find the angle he wanted. Feed in front instead and buried home. The finish. Luke Winkler with his 3rd of the day. And once again, a much needed goal when Lehigh needed it the most.
Winkler again, right? He's gonna be in and out of his stick really quickly. Watch how fast it is. Catches it, brings it across his face, and it's right in the back of the net. Winkler, no angle there.
Loyola, you and I here on CBS Sports Network next Friday at 4:30 Eastern. So the man up expires. 6:45 on the game clock. Lehigh looking for a big one, down 3 here. Getting late. Loose in front. There's a scrum in front. Busted loose. And this will be picked up by the Terriers. On the run the other way. Got a man. Shot, score in transition. The counterattack and the finish once again by Jimmy Core.
Core with his 3rd of the day for BU in transition, like you said. Starts with a save. Lehigh shooters have really been challenging him up high. Has not worked. Barnes has done a really good job in all those high shots, and again leads out to the run out, to the transition. And you're gonna finish it up here with Core. Good job, good ball movement, and Core just
stay patient here with Brendan Kelly. What can you do if you're the Mountain Hawks? Just
you got to push out, right? Eventually got to push out. If you can get Checo on the ball, he's your best takeaway guy, probably the best guy in the country at that. So got to try to get him on ball somehow. Your goalie eventually is going to have to come out. That way you can go and double the ball, but they're going to have to pick up the pace here because they need the ball.
Shot clock near 10, and it's a look at a score, and that is a thing of beauty. They run down the clock, down near 10 seconds, and they get Jimmy Core again finding the back of the net.
You couldn't have drawn it up any better if you're Coach Poley and staff, right? We talked about how you want to milk that clock, go with about 12 seconds in the shot clock, and that's exactly what they did. Not only do they work the clock and kill the clock, but they come away with another goal late in the shot clock. So played that to perfection. A lot of credit to their offense, and a nice job right here from Core finishing on the run. And that's a really, really big goal for this BU offense.